Welcome to the great time of the 1700s.
Right now we are in the French and Indian War. This time the British colonies were trying to colonize the Ohio River Valley where the Indians live. Colonists are people who settle the land. But the Indians weren't happy, so they made partners with the French.
The French wanted the land because of the furs and good soil. The colonists wanted the land because they wanted to expand colonies. Great Britain helped the colonists in the war, and they won. Soon, news got out to the Indians, and the colonists were taking over their land. They were not happy.
Chief called Pontiac wasn't happy because they were invading their land, so he started a rebellion against the colonists. King George III did not want to start another war.
We just won this war and it cost a lot for my country. I'm not going to waste more money for another war.
So after that, the king made the Proclamation of 1763. A proclamation is an important announcement. This proclamation stated that the colonists couldn't settle in the Ohio River Valley. The colonists were mad at the king.
I can't believe the king wants us to leave this land after we just won it fair and square.
The Sugar Act was one of the first attempts to create taxes to repay for the debt from the war.
In 1764, King George III declared a tax on sugar and molasses and other sweet things. This was the Sugar Act.
We can't afford another war. We shall tax all sweets.
We shall not pay taxes for sugar and molasses. I don't want to pay taxes for sweets.
Colonists were mad and began to boycott British goods. In fact, a group of patriotic men named the Sons of Liberty started boycotting sugar to show how much they disapproved of the tax.
The British eventually took away the Sugar Act.
After the Sugar Act, the British put more taxes on the colonists.
King George III still needed money even after the Sugar Act, so he started the Currency Act. This outlawed colonists from printing paper money.
We don't deserve to not be able to create our own paper money. Not to mention the outlaw of printing new money.
The colonists were growing more and more angry with these new rules and taxes, as they did not have any say in them.
No taxation without representation.
In 1765, the king made the Stamp Act, and he thought that it would be a great idea to tax all printed materials.
Remember that the colonists were already mad at the king for taxing sweets and taking away paper money, but he thought it was a great idea.
You're the worst. You already taxed all these other items.
After the Stamp Act, the king made the Townshend Act. It taxed lead, glass, paint, paper, tea, and etc.
The colonists were growing more and more upset with these taxes.
Why did the king tax all the things we love it? Because he needs money from the last war, but I agree. It's not fair. We need to stop it. I agree.
It's 1766 and the king wants to add another act.
This was the Declaratory Act. It declared that the English Parliament had full control of lawmaking. That meant it took away all forms of self-government.
The king took away all forms of self-government that most colonies were going for 150 years.
Welcome to March 5th, 1770. Right now we are in the Boston Massacre. This was a sad time in our nation's history.
During this time, the Patriots wanted to fight back against the British. Patriots are people who wanted to break apart from the King of Great Britain.
No taxation without representation. No taxation without representation. Don't tax your life.
The colonists were throwing snowballs with rocks inside them to fight back at the British soldiers.
That seems like a rough time for our Patriots.
That day was called the Boston Massacre.
Because it happened in Boston, and massacre means the killing of many people.
After the Boston Massacre, the king decided to put taxes on all the tea.
they would want to betray Great Britain and me.
After the Boston Massacre, the king decided to put all taxes on all of the tea.
I want all the tea to be taxed now.
I disagree with the king and the taxes. What he has done to us is not fair.
Sam Adams led a group of men called the Sons of Liberty. They were against the king and his rules. On December 16, 1773, the Patriots dressed up as Montauk Indians and dumped over 300 crates of tea from 3 of the ships into the Boston Harbor. This act became known as the Boston Tea Party.
Let's pour all the tea into the Boston Harbor. Yes, we agree.
This event was later known as the Boston Tea Party, but let me tell you, it really wasn't a party.
As you can imagine, the king was very upset by the Boston Tea Party. The Intolerable Act laws passed by the king that the colonists did not like. The king sent no ships in or out of the harbor until the tea was paid for.
I can't believe they are going to make all the colonists pay. We will not deal with this.
We definitely make them mad.
You're right. Let's do something.
The colonists decided that they had enough, so they had a meeting.
Welcome to the great time of 1774. Right now we are at the First Continental Congress. 12 out of all 13 of the colonies got together and started the First Continental Congress. They were trying to make peace with Britain.
We need to write a statement to the king.
Yes, good idea.
I will let the king know we think these taxes are unfair. I will prevent the wars and take the defense.
Then the British army came to the colonists to collect weapons.
Paul Revere warned the colonists that the British were on their way.
The British are coming! The British are coming!
The British approached Lexington and conquered.
The British soldiers were met by the colonists.
No one knew who shot first, but the shot heard around the world was the beginning of the American Revolution.
War!
The Second Continental Congress eventually met again in Philadelphia to establish an army and decide to declare independence.
We shall have an army led by George Washington.
I will start preparing the Declaration of Independence to say we have freedom.